Let's go back to the men's soccer role. During the past months, women's world soccer has been my dominating theme in the past episode. Well, I think it's the time for me to go back to the teams in Europe, especially the new season is going to be resumed in August. I would like to look into one of the teams in Italy. Although I'm not going to have a grand review of the Serie A, in August I will not do the review because it is a very grand project. And you know, if I am going to talk about all the 20 teams one by one, that would cost a lot of time. So I would just want to focus on the teams that I would like to talk about. Well, although the friendly matches and the warm-up matches has not been started properly, I would like to talk about AS Roma. I haven't seen any of his friendly matches so far, and the new coach Paulo Fonseca was only appointed at the end of the last season, so it remains to be seen if Fonseca is going to rearrange the team on both tactics and also the mentality. Well, I think Fonseca is going to take a very huge challenge. Well, considering that there should be no reason for him to leave Shakhtar Donetsk, because he led the team to clinch the local titles and also led the team to qualify into the European Champions League, and in 2007 and 18 the teams went into last 16. So I think nothing could let him go unless he want to take a new challenge. So is this challenge suitable for Fonseca? Well, first, when we talk about his soccer philosophy, I think Roma and his mindset are matched, because Roma for a very, very long period of time is attacking mind, and Fonseca, when you look at how he coached Shakhtar Donetsk, he put three striker or three attacking players in the front, and would prefer to organize the attacking force through the flank player, but not the left back or right back player. He would like to use the left back and right back players at the ring. That means he would like to employ left wing back and right wing back players. This has been the trend in the current soccer world, because a lot of teams would like to employ wing backs instead of playing or of fielding the left back or right back player instead. So you could say it has been the fashion in the current soccer world. But sometimes if you also need to look into the individual coach ability and their philosophy. And for Fonseca, I'm pretty sure that the team is going to more attacking minded. That comes the problem. Well, the Roma has been very fragile at the back, as you would see in the past seasons. Even the teams was able to qualify as the semi-finalists of the European Champions League in 2007 and 18. The teams was very fragile at the back. Otherwise, Barcelona could not get 4 goals in the first leg of the match. So the problem has been quite infuriating, including to the previous coach like Di Francesco. He could not solve the problem. He could once try to change the formation, and also coupled with the fact that the club bought 12 to 13 new players. How could an rather inexperienced coach like Di Francesco could handle the new player to let them get familiar with the system that they may not be familiar to? So I think for Fonseca, the period challenge is that how to balance the new players, or not to say the new players, but the players that was bought last season into his new system, and at the same time how to solve the problem at the back, how to shuffle all the players into the right position, and how to organize the players at the back, at the defensive line. So that remains to be seen in the friendly match and also at the beginning of the seasons. But I really doubt that. And considering that how the team has sold and bought the players, I'm really anxious about their future in the coming seasons. Well, when we just talk about the defensive line, first of all, why would you spend $30,000 to buy a new goalkeeper? I think this is unnecessary to do that, right? Think about that. You have Robin Olsen and a very experienced player, local keeper like Antonio Mirante. I think it is not necessary to buy Paul Lopez. Paul Lopez, as a goalkeeper in Real Betis, well, he is not bad, but he is not superb. He will not be the extra quality to the Roma. And spending $30 million to buy a goalkeeper, well, I think this is not a well spent money. Why could buy the new center backs and also the new wing back or new right back, left back players? If you look into the current squad, well, Manolas has been transferred to Napoli. Well, we only have Fazio, Sandon, Kolarov. He's going to be 34 next year. How could such a player play all the matches, including the European competitions, in one season? And also, Jesus, Bienda, Spinazzola, mentioned the academy player like Capaldozzi, who is also the center back. The only players available to Roma at the back. Well, why does the team not consider the new center back? Instead, this is very, very dangerous for the Roma to not to have a very quality center backs. And also, judging from the squad, I would like to say the left back or right back players is not enough to support the goal this season. If the team is going to go back to the Big Four and even be a title challenger, no, there has to be quality youngster. Like if you buy Delete or even buy Mancini, that kind of player could only solve the problem. Somehow could solve the problem. Well, if you look at the current squad, Fazio was sometimes not reliable and may make a lot of mistakes, and so to the other right back and left back player. except Spinazzola, I would see this is going to be the X factor for Roma, because he is very, very good at making assistance, would somehow help the attacking players in the front. But how about the right back? Well, even some worrying news I heard about that is the club is going to put Florenzi, the real Roma born player, and also Saniolo into the market. That means those two players should be available for other teams to buy and to loan. Well, even though clubs has just denied Saniolo is available on the market, I think this is one of the signs from the club that the local players and also especially the Roma born youngster are not the assets to the team. That's a very worrying message coming from the club. So that makes me more anxious about how the team is going to be in the coming years, especially after the departure of De Rossi and Totti as the in the management. So this is not going to be a smooth year for Roma, and also I haven't talked about the attacking forces. This goal is going to be sold. I think the chance is not slim, and Patrick is going to be sold to other clubs. So how about the other players? Well, Pastore, I think he is not going to be in the squad, and well, at the moment no other clubs are interested in him. And how about Justin Kluivert? And how about midfielder like Defel, Nisongsi, and also the young promising player like Chinese Unda, and also Pellegrini. Those are the also even the midfielder Gonalons. Those are the players that I would like to see what the roles they are going to play in the coming seasons, and how Fonseca could assemble the teams into the formations that he would love to employ, and whether all the players' quality could be utilized in his ring. So it is one of the problems, the main problems for Fonseca to tackle. And also another stuff is that whether he could omniscient support from the management of Roma, from the CEO James Parotta. This is also very crucial for his future in the club. As you know, James Parotta is not an easy person to deal with. Sometimes he spoke against his coach and his team members and the players, and also to the management. And as you see, why Totti left the club? Because of the internal affairs. That is very, very obvious that the board and also the management has some things against each other, and maybe the directors do not like James Parotta, and James Parotta would not like to employ or would not like to see and even employ those management team again. So for the chaos, I think it is going to be last somehow. But I would just leave the following question to the management team of AnxiouS Roma and to the CEO. Is the Roman born player important to the club? Are the local players an important asset to the club? And what should be for this? I want to ask Gianluca Petracchi, what is your upcoming strategy in buying and selling players? What type of players do you want to have? Do you want to strengthen only the midfielder? Do you also only strengthen the attacking lines by selling the prominent player like Discos and also Saniolo and even Florenzi? I would like to ask those questions to the management, and I had to see the future direction of the team. Because if the team has deviated from their previous direction, I would like to see if the direction is going to cost the team. And this is one of the main areas that I would like the management of Roma to answer.